Thank you for joining us around the fire. For more information or to make a donation, please visit randomactsnetwork.com. Now, want to hear a scary story?
The clutch of pain starts when you open your eyes. It's like your heart is trying to climb out of your body, like it turned into that chest burster in Alien, like a rubber band stretched until it snaps against your lungs. You got good at describing it to doctors back when you still saw them. They all said the same thing: stress angina, not intense enough for prescription tablets. According to them, you should stop the stress to stop the pain. Your shoulders hunch up towards your ears and your spine pulls taut, and that's it. You're awake. The rain is coming down outside. Another great day in Chicago. You live at the beginning of the bus line, so there's always a seat. Only problem is all the people who get on after you. The bus is steamed up with sweat and water after only a couple of stops. A kid presses next to you. A young man? Are you too old to not think of him as a kid? Whatever. He's got badly fitted earbuds and the sound of his sports podcast is leaking all over you. Excuse me. You get jostled by his bony knee as he moves it into your seat, but it's probably accidental. Excuse me. He looks down at you like he just realized you were there. What? He yells over the podcast hosts. You deflate. What's the point of asking him to turn it down or give you room anyway? It's not like he's doing either thing on purpose. He's taller than you. He needs the space. You can put your own headphones on if you don't want to hear his media. Inside your chest, the claws scratch harder. It feels different today. You wonder if it's a throat infection and decide it's not allowed to be. Today, the temp agency has sent you to cover an executive assistant post at a law firm. That means secretarial stuff and probably getting to sit down. It's a good week of work, maybe more if you're lucky. Mindless, busy work. It'll help make rent. That's more than your alleged writing career's ever done. You haven't written anything in 6 months. The temp jobs put your brain through a mesh sieve every day. Nothing's left but pudding. The building's in the Loop, one of the mid-range office blocks whose visual interest is confined to their height. There's a joke somewhere about men in there. Yeah, get that scratching bitch thought out now. You've got to go upstairs and flatter some lawyer's ego. You don't have to mean it, but she'd better believe you do. The temp agency makes a big deal of client feedback, and they already did you a favor taking on someone with an MFA. Neck is getting worse, like the claws in your chest are moving up towards your mouth. Take 3 ibuprofen before you go in. Guzzle them down with black coffee. Did you eat this morning? No. Shit. It's too late. The coffee's already making friends with the lining of your stomach. Turn your handbag so the rip in the flat is against your sweater. Gotta look professional. Shoulders are still hunched up. Try to relax them. Feels like someone's gripping you from behind, but of course no one is. Shit. It's later than you thought. Shit. Run inside. Gotta get to the 10th floor. The middle doors in the elevator bank are already open, and the compartment's empty. What a relief. You'll make it exactly on time? Shit. A hand trips the red electronic eye in the doors as they close. Some older guy. He's got gray suit and a blue tie and an iPad the size of Lincoln Park. He's reading the newspaper on it. It's okay. He's pressing 14. You'll get off first. Suit guy looks at his watch as the doors close, frowns, looks at the elevator keypad. He pulls his ID forward on an elastic lanyard, presses it against the black square above the floor buttons. The keypad lights up as he triggers an override and then resets to no floors selected. He presses 14. "Excuse me," you say politely, reaching forward to press 10 again. "I'm sorry, I'm already late for an important meeting," he says, blocking your hand without looking up from his electronic times. "You can ride down once I get off." You can make a fuss about this, but by the time you've thought of something to say, he's getting off at 14. 10 minutes late," says this week's boss without preamble. She's got a nice office. Lots of little award plaques. You've got a desk in its corner with someone else's family photo on it. "Your temp agency usually sends us punctual staff. Don't do it again." When you ask about lunch around noon, she looks at you in disbelief. "I expect you to work the job, not the hours. We've got to make up for lost time. Read that subpoena text back to me." You weren't hungry anyway. The pain in your chest is back and too distracting. Gotta get home somehow. There's 6 opioid pain pills in your medicine cabinet from that surgery 2 years ago, back when you had the copywriting job and real health care. The pills are probably still good. Won't help the angina, but they'll get rid of the shoulder pain. You didn't take all of them then because they gave you such weird dreams. But now a bunch of freaky nightmares sounds pleasant compared to your shoulders trying to lift themselves off your torso. The elevator is crowded, and it stops at every floor. Crammed face first against the steel walls, you watch your reflection. There are so many people in the compartment that a pair of bright green eyes looks almost like it's looming over your aching body. The wavery brushed metal makes the eyes look inhuman. The pupils elongated the wrong way, and the skin around them dark gray. But when you manage to look around, everyone in the elevator looks tired and normal. Get home, find the pain pills, and swallow them, with water this time. Should eat dinner, but instead you pass out face down on the bed 3 minutes later. Your dreams live up to your expectations. You're standing on a cliff above a calm ocean, or is it a rooftop above Lake Michigan? Hard to tell. Nothing hurts in the dream, and for a moment you just enjoy that. The sky is stringy with storm clouds. All around you, things are squawking. You look with difficulty. You're in a kind of seabird nursery. Huge nests. Nests as big as a compact car, all of them filthy with white bird shit and other stains you can't as easily place. The sounds are coming from inside the nests. Look over the edge into one. Go on, do it. Broken eggshells, cream speckled with tan. Gray down and a couple of iridescent dark feathers. In the middle, a single fledgling you know is only half grown, even though it's already the size of a Labrador puppy. Its green eyes wink at you in a face of wrinkled charcoal skin. It opens its hooked yellow beak, squawks again, unhinges its jaw until you can see all the way down its shiny blue throat. It's hungry, of course. You know what to do. The fledgling gurgles as you vomit bile down into its stomach. It clicks with satisfaction when you're done and jumps onto the edge of the nest, clinging on with webbed claws so it can snuggle against your shoulder. It can't fly yet. The feathers on its wings aren't developed enough. Soon, though. The alarm goes off on your phone. Today, the pain in your shoulders is just as bad, but simultaneously also more bearable. The ache is yours as much as your body is. The fluttering feeling in your chest is more reassuring than not. Stroking, not shaking your heart. Maybe the angina's finally going away. It isn't. The asshole with the tablet gets on the elevator with you and pulls his override stunt again. The two of you aren't even late this morning. He's just being a dick. When you realize it, you feel the wings beat violently against your chest. The claws grip harder on the ridge of your shoulders. "That a new secretary?" someone asks your boss that afternoon. "Temporary, thank God," she answers. "The usual girl comes back next week." You look at the pencils on your desk as they talk. A hooked beak no one can see tweaks your earlobe. strops itself on your earrings. Webbed feet clutch and release delicately along your clavicle. This is your imagination. There is nothing riding your shoulders, nothing inside your chest. You excuse yourself, go to the ladies' room and check. Nothing in the mirrors. Nothing moves under your fingers when you pat your shoulders hesitantly. This is some kind of post-opioid hallucination. The fact that it started before you took the damn pills is irrelevant. At leaving time, you squash into the elevator, stare at the green eyes above your steel reflection again. You can see the long snake neck clearly now below them. The bird clacks its evil beak at you reassuringly. Someone else bumps into you as the elevator stops, and their arm goes right through the bird, like it's smoke. Just get home, just get home. Headphones on the bus. Some comedy news podcast, the kind you thought you'd write for. Don't look into the metal poles. Stare out the glass windows. Nothing's reflected in those but your own exhausted face. The bird chirps as you get off. Do an image search on horrible, giant gray bird, hooked beak, webbed feet. It's a cormorant, a giant cormorant. Which is funny because until you looked for it online, you would have sworn you didn't know what that is or even if it was a bird at all. Maybe your subconscious remembered seeing one in a zoo or something. Maybe your mother was scared by one when you were in the womb. Who the fuck knows? The microwave in your studio kitchen is stainless steel. You shine it hard for 5 minutes, take a breath, look into your watery reflection to check your bird identification skills. No cormorant, nothing, just the residual pain in your shoulders where it clutched. For a minute, you're so relieved you feel weightless. Then the shuddering starts again. Wings beating against the inside of your chest. You get a chair, stand on it, look at your breasts in the steel. They're shaking with the force of the bird trapped in your rib cage. As you watch, the thing inside your body travels up until it's out from under your skin. It's leering at you from your shoulders again. 3 pain pills tonight. No dreams, just the dark sound of waves and the distant cries of seabirds. A woman tries to sit next to you on the bus to work. The bird takes one look at her and hisses, snapping at her face. She looks confused. You stare straight ahead, poker-faced. She finds another seat. Nobody sits next to you today, even when the bus fills up. The bird croons in pleasure. Your temporary boss looks surprised when you get up at noon. "Where are you?" "Lunch," you say calmly. "Look, what's your name? I don't have time for your bullshit today. Sit back down. I want to hear that deposition again." The bird finally bursts out of your chest and into your whole body. Its beak is your beak, its wings frame your ears. You scream together as 1,000 colors of red you couldn't see before spray across the desk of the woman whose throat you've just ripped apart. Dip into her blood and taste it, your tongue blue. You skipped breakfast this morning. You need to eat before you take the next step. Leave her office, shut the door gently, walk along the hall, claws silent on the carpet. No one's around. Good. That saves time. Get to the elevators, press the up button. You need to get to the roof. When the doors open, there's only one person in it. Your lucky day. It's the dick with the tablet and the override ID. Hold his neck up to the keypad. He has roof access. Better deal with what's left of him on the ride up. No point in wasting food. Just throw the bones up before they scratch your gullet. Don't want indigestion while you're flying. The top of the building is windy. You hop to the edge of the flat roof. Look north over Lake Michigan. There's an electrical storm waiting for you there, and beyond that, the island with the giant cliff-top nests. Stretch out those wings. The fledglings are waiting.